Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Leader of the Cosmic Armada, Wolf Nara, back to bring you another Jujutsu Kaisen based discussion. In this week's chapter of 246 of Jujutsu Kaisen really kind of hit something for me. When Higuruma said that he doesn't have the right to look at Yuji anymore, it made me really think about how deep Higuruma is in regards to his guilt as a character, because what really separates us from monsters or us for animals, and the only thing that actually separates us from those things are the rules that we keep in place, so that way we have order in society. And so when we first meet Higuruma, we understand that he was basically kind of like a public defender. He would often lose cases, even when the evidence was stacked against him. He would lose cases, or when he had the perfect amount of evidence for him to win, he would still often lose cases, because he understood, or he realized, that justice wasn't necessarily blind. So now, with justice not necessarily being blind, you have the very foundation that he went to school for, or his belief system, coming into question. And so when he had the one case with overwhelming evidence that the guy should basically go free, and he still went to jail and blamed Higuruma, with his cursed technique or cursed energy itself being activated, demanding the retrial. We know that Higuruma worked backwards from his domain expansion, in which then with that retrial you could technically see that those judges had a ton of evidence against them, in which they was at this point could be charged with the death penalty. So we know that Higuruma was one of the people in the culling game that had 100 points, or the new school sorcerers, I should say, who had 100 points, and he got that from destroying cursed spirits, and also he killed or unalived 20 humans, in self-defense. But when you are a lawyer and you fought so hard for people freedom in of itself, and then you have to take so many lives after you spend so many years trying to save so many lives, and you have to ultimately be the one that destroys, let's say, 20 families in this particular case, it goes to show the moral conflict that Higuruma has been facing this entire culling games. And so when we see Higuruma, when he meets Yuji, he's sitting in the bathtub and he's doing something insane. He asks Yuji, have he ever took a bath with the clothes on? It sounds insane, but it's really nice. It just goes to show how far off the world that he actually is, how he's actually looking into insanity for the answers that he's been thrown into this situation for him. So now, also with the bathroom scene, you get the aspect of him also unaliving those judges, and him saying that apparently the rational thing is not the best thing to do at all times. Sometimes you should also self-indulge. We see that with that selfness, it transcends to him being comparable to Gojo, with the way he's able to deduce things, not necessarily strength, but his deductive capabilities, which is one thing I do love about Higuruma. Now, after killing those 20 people, he ends up meeting Yuji and activates his domain. We're not going to really talk about the first domain activation, when he has the trial about him sneaking into underage gambling hall, but we're going to talk about the second one, when Yuji basically, he told a quote-unquote lie, saying that he was the one responsible for Shibuya in of itself, and all the people who lost their lives there, in which Higuruma had the executioner's blade, in which he was going to strike Yuji, but he stopped because he seen the innocence of Yuji. Although he had all of the evidence that showed that Yuji was innocent of himself, the fact that he still chose to take the guilty role because his body was used as a medium. And it still goes to show that even though this world is really screwed up, this good kid could actually come back from that and still have a strong moral compass. And so when we get the scene now where him strategizing before meeting Sukuna, we also get the fact that he feels that he doesn't actually have the right to look at Yuji in the face anymore. And with him not feeling that he has the right to look at Yuji in the face anymore, it goes to show how far he's gone. He's also witnessed the Gojo versus Sukuna fight, in which, yeah, he was deducing a lot of things, but he also understood that he's not much different from those guys. He's not much different from Sukuna at this point in regards to the amount of murder, but the amount of pain that could be caused from him and the abilities at his disposal. And he also understands that nothing can be taken back. And so at first he felt that he should immediately turn himself in the moment the culling games was over, but after seeing exactly the situation that the world will be placed in after the culling games if Kenjaku were to succeed, he still has that moral dilemma in which he feels like he doesn't deserve to live, just like how we felt. Just like how we seen Yuji felt that he didn't deserve to live after Shibuya. Higuruma felt that currently, in which that's one thing I do love about the Yuji and Higuruma relationship, and how Yuji kind of leans on Higuruma a little bit in regards to since after the interaction with the domain. And so now with him pretty much having that view on he's not different from these monsters and that he's going to turn himself in to bring himself to justice, it goes to show that although he discovered that justice is blind, he still wants to believe or hold on to that thread of hope that justice will be properly served for someone like him. Even with the conditions being brought to him, he still felt like even if he doesn't get convicted for the other 20 people that he ended, he should get convicted for the people in that trial room, for that judge whose life he did take. Although the judge was wrong, it doesn't take away from the fact that he took a life. And so now when we go back to him telling Yuji he doesn't deserve to live, he wants to use this as a sacrificial role, because although he ended all of those lives, ultimately he would be doing more harm than good and still eradicating the quote-unquote evil that he feels that he has provided or produced into society because of the culling games. And so him not being able to look Yuji in the eye, I went back to the chapter, even when they drop out the sky, he's not looking at Yuji, he's looking directly down at Sukuna. And it goes to show that, I keep saying it goes to show, but it also exclaims that Yuji, well, Higuruma himself is someone who placed a high regard into justice, and that what he used to guide his life. And so when you're faced with something that completely goes against the way you lived your life, of course you're going to have a mental breakdown, or if you experience something so traumatizing, of course you're going to question the very foundation that you build your life upon. And that's one of the beauty of that one line that Higuruma has with saying he can't look at Yuji. He understands how the world works, and he understands how he wants his ideal world to work. However, with the way the situation is gone now and the action that he took, he can't go back. And so he would rather be more helpful than harmful to the world overall. However, he still doesn't feel he deserves to live. And Higuruma, hey, he's a great character. So if you guys want more character analysis videos like this for Jujutsu Kaisen or any other series I cover, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hey, you can even comment more. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I got you, cause you know what I'm saying. Last videos, I said if y'all want a Higuruma video, cause I had some things I want to talk about. Hey, somebody commented, yeah, I'm ready for it. And hey, hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, it's been your boy Wolf Nara. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.
Designing drugs and guns on my city after, pray for the lackers. Cause it only get worse and they try to blame it on the rappers. Label was factors. My rappy told me sign an affidavit like my life and my family ain't matter. Do you know how I feel to get served to the court on the plaque?